Okay, this is the Level 2, Chapter 5, Section 3 Grammar video for was für. This is a grammar concept that you'll need to know for this chapter and section, and it's pretty useful overall. So it literally translates to what for, and then of course in parentheses we have a or an there. You might have heard this actually in English as well. Some people in our area say what for to mean what kind of. So you could say, what for a car do you have? It sounds really weird, but in some places and even some people in our area use this that way. So it really means what kind of a or an, depending on what word you're using. It's pretty easy. You do it to ask a question, and you can use it other ways, but we're going to be using it to ask a question. And if you need to include the indefinite article, so the ein, eine, etc., make sure that you're matching the case and gender. When it's plural, you don't need to use a or an, and you can't because there is no indefinite article for the plural. So here are some examples. We have, was für einen Hund hast du? What kind of a dog do you have? And you'll notice that einen is marked red there. Einen is the masculine accusative because the verb is hast, the subject is du, and what is being verbed, or what is being acted upon here, what is had, is the dog. So what kind of a dog do you have? So it is the accusative case. In the next example, we have, was für Instrumente spielst du? What kind of instruments do you play? It is plural, so we don't need ein or eine, etc. Third one, was für ein Sandwich isst du? What kind of a sandwich are you eating? Ein is neuter accusative here. Verb is ist. Du is the subject. What are you eating? Sandwich, so it's accusative. But we should know that the neuter accusative does not change from the original form. Next one, was für eine Flasche bringst du mit? This time it is again accusative. The bottle, Flasche, is what you are bringing. Right, but this time, again, no change because it is feminine. Our next one down, was für Autos habt ihr? What kind of cars do you guys have? Plural, so no article. And then, was für ein Hund ist das? You'll notice that compared to our first example, was für einen Hund hast du? This time we have the same word, Hund, which is masculine, but we're using ein because it is now the subject. Ist is the verb, and ist does not have an object. So it is the subject. What kind of a dog is that? Alright, and there you'll see all the markings for that. Now you could write a chart for this. You don't necessarily have to. If you understand how indefinite articles work, it's going to be the same concept. But if you want to copy this down, you are more than welcome to, and it might be helpful for you. Okay, here's some practice. So I'll give you guys about 10 seconds. You can pause the video so that you can work for longer, but I will give about 10 seconds before I change the slide. Alright, so if we look at the answers here in red, number one, we have, was für ein Haus suchen Sie? Looking at the verb, because that's how we define the cases. Our verb is suchen. It's conjugated for Sie. That means Sie is the subject. What are you looking for? That's the house. That's the direct object. So the house is neuter, and it's the direct object, therefore accusative, so we have ein. Number two, follow that same pattern, the same steps there, but this time it is plural. And because it's plural, we don't need to have an article. That's why I put the red X there. Number three, we have, was für eine Person gefallen diese Bücher? Now this one's a little more difficult, and you might not have picked up on this, but the verb is gefallen, and we know that gefallen is a dative verb, so we have to say to whom something is pleasing or appealing. Now, the subject is books because they are appealing to what kind of a person? Okay? So, to whom are they pleasing? That makes it the indirect object, the dative case. Okay, so in number 4, we have our verb hat, and the subject is Bruder. So your brother has what kind of a car? And that makes the car the direct object, so neuter, direct object. We have ein. Number 5, verb is will. We also have a verb kaufen. So in this case, it's saying what kind of a computer does she want to buy? So she wants to buy the computer, which makes that the direct object. Again, accusative case. And it is masculine. So we have einen Computer. And number 6, auf was für einem Sandwich gibt es Schokolade? Here we have a verb, gibt. The subject is es. Es gibt means there is. So what is there? Or literally, what does it give? And that would be chocolate, Schokolade. So that's our direct object. Now, one extra thing we have here is auf. And because geben is not a motion verb and auf is a two-way preposition, so it's showing position, it makes the case is dative. So sandwich is actually the indirect object or object of a preposition. Not really the indirect object, but it is dative. So it is the object of a preposition, and therefore dative case because of all of the things I just mentioned. Following auf, therefore einem. Okay. If you have any questions about was für, please ask me. Otherwise, hopefully this made sense. Make sure that you copy down everything into your notes, and viel Glück.